In a galaxy where countless stars twinkled like scattered jewels across the vast darkness of space, various alien races lived in harmony. They were part of a grand alliance called the Galactic Council. This council was a place where representatives from different planets came together to discuss their problems and find peaceful solutions. Each species brought their own unique ideas and cultures, creating a rich tapestry of cooperation and understanding. One quiet day, when the galaxy seemed at its most peaceful, something terrible happened. A planet known for its beautiful blue seas and lush green forests was attacked. It was not just any attack. It was something that had never been seen before. The planet was destroyed completely, vaporized into dust within seconds. This horrifying event sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. The news reached the Galactic Council quickly. Emergency meetings were called, and leaders from all over the galaxy gathered to discuss this disaster. The air in the council room was heavy with worry and fear. Among the attendees was Captain Elena Mirov, a human ambassador known for her wisdom and dedication to peace. Humans were relatively new to the council and were admired for their diplomatic skills and advanced technology. As the meeting began, the representatives spoke one by one, their voices filled with panic and distress. They talked about the need to find out who was responsible for the attack and how to protect their own planets from such a devastating fate. But no one knew who could have done this or why. It was a complete mystery, and that made it even more frightening. Seeing the chaos and fear spreading, Captain Mirov stood up to speak. Her calm and steady voice caught everyone's attention. She suggested sending a mixed-species task force to the destroyed planet to investigate the attack. She volunteered to lead the mission, promising to find clues and bring back answers. The council agreed, and soon, a team of experts from different races was assembled. They set off in a spaceship equipped with the latest technology, heading towards the remnants of the once beautiful planet. As they approached the destroyed planet, the scene was heart-wrenching. Where there had once been vibrant life and color, there was now only a field of debris floating in space. The team began their investigation, scanning the debris and collecting samples. They worked in silence, each member lost in thought, pondering the magnitude of the destruction. Captain Mirov was at the forefront, directing the team with precision. As they delved deeper into their analysis, they discovered something shocking. The weapon used for the attack was unlike anything known to the Council. It was incredibly powerful, capable of destroying a whole planet almost instantly. This discovery raised more questions than answers. Who had access to such a weapon? And why would they use it to destroy a peaceful planet? The team spent hours discussing the possibilities. Some suggested that it could be a new weapon developed in secret by one of the Council races. Others thought it might be the work of an unknown enemy from outside the known galaxy. As they debated, Captain Mirov received a message from the human military. After reading it, her expression changed. She looked even more serious than before. She asked for a private channel to the Council and reported something startling. Humans had known about this type of weapon because they, too, had developed similar technology in secret. This revelation was shocking to the team. They had always seen humans as peace lovers, not warriors with devastating weapons. Captain Mirov explained that humans had created these weapons not to use them but to deter others from attacking, knowing the horrors of war all too well from their own history. She continued, her voice firm yet filled with regret. We chose to walk the path of peace because we have seen the destruction that such power can bring. We never wanted to use our weapons. We hoped to dismantle them one day. The team listened in silence, processing this new information. The humans had such powerful weapons, but chose peace instead of war. It was a lesson in restraint and responsibility. As they returned to the Council, Captain Mirov prepared to share this information with the rest of the galaxy. She knew it would change how others saw humans. It might bring fear, but it could also bring a new level of respect. The ship journeyed back to the Council, carrying a team that was now bound by a heavy secret and a deeper understanding of the fragile balance between peace and power in the galaxy. Humans reveal their secret. The return journey to the Galactic Council was tense. Captain Alina Mirov and her team had discovered something that could change the entire galaxy's view of humanity. As their ship sped through the stars, everyone on board was quiet, lost in their own thoughts about the upcoming revelation. When they arrived, the Galactic Council was buzzing with anxiety. News of their return had spread, and everyone was eager to hear what they had found. The council chamber was packed with representatives from every race, their faces filled with worry and curiosity. Captain Mirov took her place at the podium, her expression serious. She began by summarizing their findings. She explained how the weapon that destroyed the peaceful planet was beyond anything known to the existing members of the council. She paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. "There is more," she said, her voice steady. "We, humans, have developed similar weapons in secret. We possess the technology to destroy planets." A murmur went through the crowd. Shocked faces turned to one another, whispering in disbelief. How could the peaceful humans possess such devastating technology? Why would they create such weapons? Alina waited for the murmurs to subside before she continued. "We developed these weapons as a deterrent, to protect our planet and our people," she explained. "We know the horrors of war all too well. Our history is filled with conflicts that brought nothing but destruction and sorrow. That's why we chose a path of peace." She spoke about Earth's past, about the world wars that had ravaged her planet centuries ago. "We learned the hard way that war should be the last resort, not the first," she said. "These weapons were never meant to be used. They are a guarantee of security, a promise of mutual assured destruction that we hoped would keep us safe without ever firing a shot." The council listened, torn between admiration for the humans' prudence and fear of their hidden power. Alina's words were heavy with the weight of responsibility. "I stand before you not to justify our actions, but to explain them," she said. "We believe in transparency and trust, the very foundations this council is built on." Her next words were crucial. "We are willing to disarm," she declared, "to dismantle these weapons if it means securing a lasting peace. But we need your trust and cooperation. Together, we can ensure that no race feels the need to develop such terrifying tools ever again." This proposal sparked intense discussions among the council members. Some were wary, suspecting a human trick. Others were hopeful, seeing a chance for a new era of disarmament and peace. Amidst these discussions, an elder alien statesman from the Andromedan system stood up. His voice was old but strong as he addressed the council. "We must not let fear divide us," he said. "The humans have shown great courage today, not only in revealing their capabilities, but also in offering to lay down their arms. We should see this as an opportunity, a first step toward a galaxy where no one needs to hide such weapons." The debate continued for hours. Captain Mirov and her team answered questions, clarified their position, and reassured their fellow council members of their peaceful intentions. Finally, a resolution was drafted. It was a call for a new treaty, one that would promote disarmament and create a system of checks and balances to ensure no one race could threaten others with such destructive power. The treaty would begin with humans dismantling their doomsday weapons, followed by a galaxy-wide audit of all military capabilities. The vote was tense, with each representative casting their ballot into the central tally system. The results were displayed on a large screen, glowing softly in the dim light of the council chamber. It was a close call, but the resolution passed. Relief washed over Alina as the council members applauded, some more enthusiastically than others. It was a historic moment, the beginning of a new chapter for the galaxy. As the meeting adjourned, groups of representatives gathered around Alina, asking more about Earth's history and philosophy. Their questions were not just about human weapons, but about human culture, their art, music, and the resilience that had shaped their worldview. Alina and her team spent the next few days in meetings and seminars, sharing their knowledge and learning from others. The atmosphere in the council shifted slowly from suspicion and fear to curiosity and respect, showing their strength. After the historic decision at the Galactic Council, The galaxy was in a state of cautious optimism. The new treaty had begun to take shape, with nations preparing for disarmament and promoting peace. However, not all corners of the galaxy welcomed this change. A rogue group, disenchanted with the idea of disarmament, saw it as a weakness. They decided to challenge the new peace by launching a surprise attack on a critical trading hub in the Orient sector. The attack was swift and devastating. Within hours, the trading hub was in ruins, and the rogue group boasted about their deed across the galactic network. They declared that peace was an illusion, a cover for the weak. The galaxy was once again on the brink of chaos. The Galactic Council convened in an emergency session. Fear and anger filled the room. Many called for immediate military action. They argued that showing strength was the only way to deter future attacks. Amidst the heated discussions, Captain Alina Mirov stood up. She requested permission to handle the situation with her team, promising to demonstrate that peace did not equal weakness. Reluctantly, the Council agreed. They were aware of humanity's secret arsenal and Alina's offer to disarm, but now they wondered if humans could really protect them in times of crisis. Alina assured the Council that she would not use the extreme measures at her disposal unless absolutely necessary. Instead, she proposed a show of tactical strength that would incapacitate the rogue group without widespread destruction. Alina and her team prepared for the mission. They planned to use a newly developed non-lethal weapon that could disable electronic systems without causing harm to life. It was a demonstration of human ingenuity, using technology to enforce peace without the loss of life. As they approached the rogue group's stronghold, located on a small moon near the trading hub, tension was high. The team knew the eyes of the galaxy were on them, watching to see if a peaceful nation could effectively respond to aggression. Alina initiated the attack at dawn. The human fleet, small but technologically advanced, moved into position. The rogue group, confident in their defensive systems, was caught off guard by the speed and precision of the human approach. Before they could organize a counterattack, Alina gave the order to deploy the electronic pulse weapon. With a burst of light that lit up the space like a new star, the weapon was activated. A massive electromagnetic pulse spread across the moon's surface, instantly disabling all electronic devices. The rogue group's weapons went silent, their communications cut off, their defenses paralyzed. On board her ship, Alina watched as the rogue fighters scrambled in confusion and fear. Without their technology, they were defenseless. Human troops moved in, not to kill, but to arrest the leaders and secure the stronghold. The operation was swift and clean, with minimal casualties on both sides. The news of the successful mission spread quickly across the galaxy. Images of the disabled rogue base and the humane treatment of the captured fighters were broadcast widely. The message was clear. Humanity could enforce peace with strength and compassion. The reaction across the Galactic Council was overwhelmingly positive. Even those who had doubted Alina's approach now applauded her strategy. The success of the mission reinforced the Council's decision to pursue disarmament and demonstrated that peace and strength could coexist. In the days that followed, Alina was invited to speak at several key meetings across the galaxy. She talked about the importance of innovative defense strategies that prioritized life and stability over destruction. She emphasized that the human arsenal, while powerful, was designed to protect, not to provoke. The rogue group's failed rebellion became a turning point in galactic politics. Other potential dissenters realized that aggression would not be tolerated, nor would it be necessary. The human demonstration of strength through restraint encouraged a broader adoption of similar technologies and strategies. Peace for now. The galaxy had changed. After the successful mission led by Captain Alina Mirov and her team, there was a new sense of hope and strength among the planets of the Galactic Council. The rogue group's defeat had not just been a victory for peace, it was a demonstration that peace could be strong, that it could defend itself. In the weeks that followed, Captain Mirov became a symbol of this new era. Her actions and the technology used by humans were discussed at length in meetings and conferences across the galaxy. These discussions were not filled with fear or rivalry, but with a collective desire to learn and perhaps to emulate the humans' approach to conflict resolution. The Galactic Council held a special session to finalize the disarmament treaty. Representatives from various planets gathered, their previous doubts washed away by the recent display of effective, non-lethal military prowess. They were ready to commit to a future where disputes were settled not with weapons of destruction, but through diplomacy, and when needed, precise and humane interventions. Captain Mirov was invited to speak at the session. As she stood at the podium, she saw a sea of faces, diverse in form and color, all united by a common purpose. She began her speech not with words of victory, but with words of gratitude and responsibility. "Today, we stand at a crossroads," Elena began, her voice clear and resonant. "The path behind us is littered with the remnants of distrust and fear, but ahead lies a road paved with cooperation and peace. The choice is ours to make." She talked about the importance of the treaty, how it represented more than just the absence of war. It was a commitment to actively protect and nurture the peace they all shared. "This treaty is not about disarming our weapons alone," she explained. "It is about disarming our minds. It is about believing in and building a system where no one feels the need to arm themselves out of fear." The representatives listened, moved by her words. When she finished, there was a long moment of silence, a collective reflection on the weight of what was being proposed. Then, one by one, they voted in favor of the treaty. It was a unanimous decision, a first in the history of the Galactic Council. With the treaty ratified, a wave of peaceful initiatives swept through the galaxy. Joint research projects were launched, focusing on developing technologies that could benefit multiple species. Educational exchanges became common, with young beings from different planets traveling to learn from one another. Trade flourished under the protection of a peace that was actively maintained by all. However, peace is a delicate balance, and not all were content. Some fringe groups, remnants of the old ways, whispered dissent. They believed that disarmament made them vulnerable, that peace was a luxury they could not afford. These whispers sometimes grew into shouts, into protests, but they were met not with suppression, but with dialogue and understanding. Captain Mirov and her team were often called upon to mediate such conflicts. They traveled to troubled areas, speaking not only with leaders but with the people. They shared their own experiences, their own fears that had once led them to build weapons of mass destruction. They spoke of the cost of those weapons, not in money, but in lives and futures lost. One such mediation took place on a remote frontier planet, where a group had taken up arms, claiming they needed to defend their homes against pirates. Elena and her team used their technology to enhance the planet's surveillance systems, providing early warnings of pirate ships without a single shot being fired. The group laid down their arms, seeing that security could be achieved without violence. As months turned into years, the galaxy enjoyed a period of prosperity and stability that it had not known for centuries. The fears of the past slowly faded, replaced by trust and collaboration. Elena often looked back on those days of fear and uncertainty, marveling at how far they had come. One evening, as she stood looking out at the stars from the observation deck of her ship, she reflected on the journey. The peace they enjoyed was not perfect, nor was it guaranteed to last forever. But it was real, and it was theirs to protect. "We have built this peace together," she thought to herself, "and together we can keep it." This story of resilience and innovation, of courage and compromise, continued to inspire all those who believed in a galaxy where peace was not just an absence of war, but a dynamic and powerful presence in its own right. Captain Mirov and her fellow peacemakers had shown that with the right tools and the right intentions, even the deepest wounds could heal. The galaxy, with all its diverse inhabitants, moved forward, cautious but optimistic, into a future where the stars were bright and the possibilities endless. The peace they had achieved was a testament to what could be accomplished when different beings worked together, not as separate races, but as a united galaxy. And while challenges lay ahead, the foundation they had built was strong, fortified by the bonds of mutual respect and shared dreams. And so, under the watchful eyes of the stars, the galaxy thrived, peaceful for now and hopeful for always.